how much smoke do you want in here?
The purpose of this is to get information across so they can stay self-contained, control their own fire lines, flight lines, excuse me, and their buildings, so they don't have to rely on somebody else to help them out so they can do it on their own. Inside today we went over positive pressure ventilation. It's where you set a fan up on the outside of the building and you can actually blow air in to actually clear the air of any kind of smoke, toxins, releases the heat, and so we can find the victims quicker, and also the victims that are in there have a better chance of survival. Then inside we're going over basic interior firefighting, how to actually attack the fire, how to maneuver through obstacles, and properly ventilate with a hose line instead of a fan, and what to and not to look for in case you need to get out or stay in. Before going in, they have to do the buddy checks, where it's the key. That's one of the most biggest things. Make sure none of your skin is exposed and all your gear is on properly so you don't burn. Another one is never taking any of your gear off while inside. Don't take your mask off to give to a victim, anything, because once you do that, you're compromised as well. And always make sure you check your air before you go in and while you're in, so you know how long you have to fight the fire, so you don't run out of air and become an actual victim yourself. Inside was a positive pressure using fan, an actual fan itself. Inside for the burn trailer, it's hydraulic. It's using the hose, and when you open it up to a fog, it makes its own vacuum, so to speak. By pushing the air out, it actually pulls more air out with it, so it clears the air and it brings fresh air in to cool it off. You got to crawl in, stay as low as possible, of course, because the heat's up high and toxins up high. But once you get in, when you go to actually hit the fire, you don't want to just spray the base of the fire. We actually, we call them an O pattern. It's where you just move around in a clockwise pattern for a short period of time, and it really extinguishes the fire pretty quick. If the fire is going over you through the roof and rolling over behind you, we taught them how you can go back and forth and actually roll the fire back and extinguish the base of the fire by hitting the roof. I think they're very interested in learning it, and they're doing an outstanding job on retaining the information. It is a little hard with our language barrier that we do have, but overall, I'm gonna say the whole course so far has been a complete success. Nobody's been injured. They've retained all the information and met all the standards we've put in front of them for them to meet in a very short time period.
Well, I got for anything you'd like to add?
I feel honored to be able to help instruct on it.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Get that from me and answer it.
ये खुबिया बखातर निजात तैयार है मादा दाखिल मैदान से ये तमरीना बही खातर माँ इस्तेफादा में गुनी या बारे माँ तमरीन में था या खुदा न खुद कदम साख्तमान दर बिगिरा ये तमरीना बही खातर बारे माँ कार में ये माँ इस्तेफादा गुनी की निजात बते मर्दम तगीरात माँ देंगे हमें तमरीनास की माँ इजरा में गुनी बखातर किता 2014 या मेरा माँ बात बतावानी कि साख्तमाना खुदा हेलीकॉप्टर है खुदा तैयार है खुदा माँ खुद माँ मुस्तकिलाना खुद माँ दिफा कुनी एक दूसरी में भी नहीं मगर एक बार देखा वो कुमंग में कुनी मगर हुआ खुदा माँ आतिश सूजी बाशा बहुआ कुमंग में कुनी मगर अमराय माँ बाशा माँ अमराय माँ या कुमंग में कुना.
Today's training was with the Afghan firefighters. We were teaching them fire science and the basics of fire characteristics, such as the heat levels that are inside of a building whenever you go inside of a fire. When you go inside of a fire, how hot it can get. The core value that we were trying to teach them today is to be able to trust the gear that they're in, that'll keep them safe to go inside of a building and fight a fire properly.
Alright. So now, logistically, like what actually happened when they went inside there? What did you guys do? You did a little fire, and then what all happened then?
Well, of course, we set the fire. We had them all come in with their full gear. What they did was they sat on the floor. As the fire started growing, we had them stand up to feel the difference between getting up higher and then getting low between the coolness and the hot. Once they felt the heat, once they stood up, we had them sit back down. We showed them the proper firefighting techniques, such as an O pattern, and try to prevent a rollback on the roof. We also taught them how to do hydraulic ventilation, going outside of the hole that was on the side of the connex to properly shunt smoke outside of what would be a simulated building.
Okay, now, you said was it O pattern and what was the other thing? Can you explain those a little bit?
An O pattern, all it is just a circle clockwise. What it does is it disturbs the thermal layering, but it also knocks down the fire at the base. What we also do is to do a penetrating stream up to the roof. What that does, it also disturbs the thermal layering, creates steam, which makes the fire easier to control.
Alright, now what are some of the basics, you know, you're out here, you're getting geared up, what are some things you need to check over and things that you're teaching them to do before they actually go into a fire?
We're teaching them how to properly check their gear, check their buddy's gear. They all have grasped the concept that the most important life is their own, and the buddy next to them fighting the fire, that it seems too dangerous to go inside. Just the techniques that you could possibly do to avoid going inside and risking your life or your buddy's life.